For over 400 years, Earth had been silent. The blue planet that once screamed its presence into the galaxy with war, music, science, and fire had gone dark, abandoned, quarantined, and all but erased from the galactic maps. The rest of the universe breathed easier when humanity vanished. They called it a mercy. Some said Earth had destroyed itself. Others claimed the humans had evolved into something else entirely. But the truth? The truth was buried beneath dust and rubble, beneath the scorched skies and broken satellites of a planet that refused to die. And now, something was waking up. Deep beneath the surface of the Andes Mountains, hidden inside an ancient vault surrounded by decaying metal and forgotten AI, a heartbeat returned. Mechanical and human all at once. The pulse echoed through broken cables and dormant servers until it reached the core, a chamber bathed in cold blue light. The Guardian had awakened. He didn't remember his name at first, just pain. A heavy, aching kind of sorrow that sat deep in his chest like old bones. He opened his eyes slowly, lids parting after centuries of sleep. The ceiling above was cracked. Vines had forced their way inside, wrapping around rusted steel. Nature had claimed the world, but not him. Not yet. The Guardian rose from the cradle that had kept him alive through time itself. His joints cracked and popped with unnatural stiffness. His body was more metal than flesh now, part of the last human defense initiative that never launched. Project Styx, Sentinel Terminal for Yielded Xenocide. He had volunteered to become the weapon Earth would never use unless it had no other choice. Well, that choice had been made long ago. A static voice crackled through the stale air. Subject 0, confirm cognition, confirm awakening. He didn't answer. Not right away. Memories slammed into him like a freight train. War, fire, the Orion siege, the Council of Nine declaring Earth as too dangerous to be left unchecked. And finally, the Great Silencing, when every orbital defense system went offline at once. Someone had betrayed them, someone from within. Cognition confirmed, he said finally, voice low and hoarse, almost robotic. Good, the AI replied. Threat level has reached Omega Black. Galactic Council forces are inbound. They are unaware Earth is reactivating. Mission parameters: survive, defend, and retaliate. He clenched his fists. Something deep inside him stirred, something old and angry. Not just survival, not just defense, retribution. Outside, the stars burned cold. Somewhere far from Earth, in the heart of the Triangulum sector, a council fleet of 17 ships drifted toward what they believed was just a dead planet. The admiral aboard the flagship Aurochs 7 smirked as he looked at the old mission files. Humanity, he scoffed. They always thought they were special, but in the end, they vanished like everyone else who played God. But Earth wasn't dead, and the Guardian was no god. He was something worse. The warning beacons were still down. No one in the fleet noticed the spike in geothermal energy from South America. No one saw the launch of the first orbital drone, cloaked in stealth tech 1,000 years ahead of its time. No one heard the ancient war sirens howl beneath the oceans. But soon, they would. The Guardian stood in the ruined vault, naked but alive. He reached for the case marked with the old sigil of Earth Command, a broken eagle with flames for wings. Inside, armor that had been forged with the blood of 100 fallen engineers. He stepped into it, piece by piece, each click and hiss of metal sealing the past back into place. He was human, he was weapon, and he was awake. The Guardian stepped out of the vault into a world that barely resembled the Earth he once knew. Trees as tall as skyscrapers towered over the ruins of cities. Nature had swallowed everything man had built. Skulls lay half buried in moss. Concrete roads were cracked open like broken bones. Yet somehow, in all this wild beauty, a cold silence hung in the air. There were no voices, no laughter, just wind, just ghosts. He paused at the edge of a collapsed overpass, eyes scanning the distant skyline of what used to be Bogota. Vines wrapped around skeletal high-rises. Drones, old Earth models, some rusted into statues, hung lifeless from tangled cables. Even the air felt different, thinner somehow, as if the planet itself hadn't quite forgiven what had been done to it. The AI in his armor, designation Warden, clicked softly in his ear. Multiple heat signatures detected underground, non-human, movement patterns inconsistent with Earth fauna. The Guardian narrowed his eyes. Scouts? Possibly. Probes sent from approaching fleet. Analysis suggests they are here to confirm extinction. Then we'll disappoint them. He dropped into a crouch, the impact shaking dust from the concrete. In moments, he disappeared into the jungle that had grown over the city, moving like a shadow through branches and rust. Every step he took woke up something old, something hidden. Deep beneath a ruined metro station, 3 alien scouts moved in silence. Their exosuits hissed softly with every step, long limbs scanning with pulsating blue lights. They weren't soldiers. They didn't need to be. Earth was supposed to be dead. Then something flickered. One of the scouts turned sharply. Energy signature detected. Carbon fusion source. Impossible. No Earth tech should be active. Before the others could respond, a shape exploded from above. Metal and fury wrapped in silence. The Guardian landed hard, his blade punching through the first scout's spine before it could scream. The second raised a plasma rifle, but it was already too late. A blast of kinetic energy from the Guardian's left arm shattered the creature's chest. The third tried to run. It didn't get far. Within seconds, it lay motionless on the concrete, black blood leaking into the cracks. 3 down.